What is up, you guys? My name is Roman, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. And today I'm be watching and reacting to Could Godzilla Actually Exist? Neil deGrasse Tyson and Charles Liu breaks it down by Star Talk. I think that's the channel. But now I've wanted to react to this video for a while, but I just never really had the chance to. But today's the day I'm finally recording it, so yeah, let's get started. This is where they talk about Godzilla and how he could actually exist or not. But yeah, so let's get into it.
I was simultaneously enlightened and disturbed
Yes.
when I came to this realization
Uh-huh.
that Godzilla
Yes.
in Japan,
Yes.
within 10 years
Yes.
of the dropping of the atomic bombs,
Yes.
shows up as a radioactively influenced,
Created.
the radioactivity
Mhm.
created him. I was thinking to myself, Japan is the only country against whom atomic weapons have been used.
Yes. This is not a coincidence at all.
That's why I want to affirm here
Yes.
that
Yes.
it became part of their storytelling culture. What are we going to do with
Yes.
this? How are we going to come to terms with it?
Yes.
So again, it's a way of sort of embodying your fears and the worst things that have happened to
That's
you,
right.
and personifying them.
Think about environmental degradation, right?
Yeah.
The Godzilla was the result of, according to the mythology, atomic testing and the radioactivity that basically
That's right, that's so right.
awoke a sleeping giant or transformed something that was large and powerful but
You
benign.
didn't even have to give the specific details
That's
of that.
right.
Just that there was
And
it
that's right.
created this
and
life form.
turned it into this terrible thing that destroyed humans. In other words, what did we create?
So it
Right.
destroys
What have we
cities.
done? Oh,
They're city killers. Humans are collateral damage.
that's a great point.
Okay.
Yeah, we are, but minor.
Wait,
But
what? I would argue that I guess he just kind of like does what he does, but like I would argue that Godzilla does kill humans, whether it's intentional or not. He does sometimes step on people or, they're in the collateral damage. So I'm not sure about that.
you see, what happened was other monsters like Gamera, okay, big giant flying turtle, by the way, very cool, very similar to Godzilla in size and shape, but different kind of thing.
This is also from
Oh yes,
the
from that
Japanese-
Japanese tradition.
what's the name of this one?
Gamera.
How come I know? I don't remember Gamera.
Oh,
He's never heard of Gamera?
I remember Mothra.
Mothra, yes, who attacked Gamera, also would sprinkle little things onto Godzilla and confuse him.
Wait,
But-
yeah.
Did he just say that? Did he just suggest that Mothra attacked Gamera also? Because that is false. He did. Gamera and Mothra did not fight each other. Because, in fact, Gamera never appeared in a Godzilla movie, as it's a separate company from Toho. It's Daiei Pictures. Of course, they're out of business now, I think. But either way, I don't know. I forget who. Either way, Toho still doesn't own the rights to Gamera, so that's why we've never had one. Therefore, he's never fought Mothra before, so that's actually false.
But my favorite, can I say my favorite?
Yes.
But I want to keep
Okay.
telling me about Godzilla. I
All
just
right.
have to get my favorite out
Get
there.
your favorite.
My
out.
favorite was Rodan.
Rodan,
Oh.
big flying guy.
It was basically a
Just
pterodactyl.
Big pterodactyl is
And
just flying
because it
around.
Yeah, he is a pterodactyl.
was supersonic.
Okay.
It would like fly and trucks would tumble
Yep.
in its
Wake.
wake.
That's right.
And I said, if I were a super,
Why is the quality? Sorry, I apologize if the quality is a little wonky. I had to disable my ad blocker for a second and then put it back on. So I think that's what's causing it. It's causing the video to be a little rough. So I apologize. Let me see if I can fix the quality. All right, let's go full HD.
super monster I want to be.
Well, before Mothra became a butterfly, Mothra was a caterpillar who flew.
Well, I thought
silkworms.
Mothra was a moth.
Mothra
Yeah, I mean, she is a moth, but sometimes we just refer to her as a butterfly, even though she's a moth. Either way, it's cool.
became a moth after, but originally Mothra was larval, and like nature, right?
Wait, but it
Butterflies
was never
come from caterpillars, or moths come from caterpillars.
But they're not the moth and a butterfly, not the same thing.
My bad.
I knew somebody would point that out, but I don't know. I feel like it's something you just leave it because, I mean, I get it. I get that Neil deGrasse Tyson would point out that moth and butterfly aren't the same thing, but they're similar at times, and I would. I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's you didn't necessarily have to point out. I mean, that's like I mean like for example, a lot of people call King Kong a monkey even though he's an ape, and even though they're two separate things, they're alike, and so calling him I would say calling him a monkey is still acceptable even though he's a gorilla. Still, either way, I don't know, it just seems like you couldn't really like the same thing with Mothra. Like you don't really need to address whether she's a butterfly or not. Does that make sense? Yeah, it probably does. Does to me.
My bad. Mothra is a moth.
Thank you. Okay.
Butterfly is a butterfly. Okay. But yes, Mothra, before achieving the flying state, was a caterpillar, a silkworm, literally, that flew out.
Silkworm,
like,
again, you get
stuff.
the regional
That's right.
culture.
That's right. And so there was actually one of the great monster movies of all time. It was a collab. Okay, they had Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan together to fight King Ghidorah, which had 3 heads and was very, very dangerous and was like brought in from alien. King Ghidorah was not a product of Earth. It was an evil monster.
Wasn't there an episode? Wasn't there one of these movies where Mothra as a caterpillar spins a cocoon
yes,
to trap the enemy monster?
Oh,
yes, Mothra actually did that in 2 movies. The first time she did it was in Mothra versus Godzilla, where 2 Mothra larvas did it to Godzilla, and then the following movie, the single Mothra larva did the same thing to Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster.
at many episodes.
Oh, many episodes. Okay,
many things
that
like
wasn't
that.
just
Yes,
the one I saw.
and in fact, there's episodes. We keep calling it episodes, but they're just individual movies. But the
Yeah, I think what you mean is other movies. And other movies, it does.
franchises have become so huge that they're almost like individual episodes. But at least in one movie that I saw a long time ago, I don't remember the exact details of it.
When Charles says he doesn't remember the exact details, it means he doesn't remember every single detail.
Right. You can't do it to the syllable, but it just has the kind of like broad stroke. Okay, yeah.
Okay, just
You're
I'm going
very
to clarify.
No.
Okay.
And the eggs hatched, and there were 2 new Mothras. The scientist says knowingly, yes, multiple births are common in the natural world, or the insect world, or whichever world it was he was talking about. But that kind of connection between these monsters being representations of nature, something like King Ghidorah, which is the representation of evil and conquest, right, wound up coming against each other. And monsters like Godzilla, which wiped out cities in early episodes or early movies, wound up saving humanity more than once, including, ironically, against humans creating a new monster because of environmental degradation, not nuclear, but pollution. Famous movie, Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
The smog monster.
That's right. Oh, he's never heard of this one either?
Smog Monster.
Why do you know these?
Yeah.
Charles?
There was also
Why do you
Godzilla
know
agrees
this?
to bike to work a couple of days a week. Godzilla cuts down on meat consumption.
Yeah,
that's right.
Like
Yeah.
very,
Godzilla.
Godzilla does vegan.
AKA Godzilla versus Hedorah. I still call it that.
January.
That's right. Well, Godzilla's difference from just a big dinosaur is his atomic breath, right? And the physics of the atomic breath have been retconned over and over again. How does he breathe fire, right? How does he breathe this
Wait,
terrible
weren't dragons breeding?
You mean atomic breath, not fire. I mean, he has breathed fire in like the Hanna-Barbera cartoon and Zilla, but not. It's mostly atomic breath.
Breathing fire before Godzilla did.
Yes.
But here, this is a different account.
And
That's
also,
right.
presumably the myth of dragons and breathing fire long predates any human knowledge of atomic energy.
That's
Yes,
right. That's
yes.
right. And so the idea that this fire comes from that is very important, and it's atomic
That's right.
in nature. But Gamera, that turtle guy I was referring to earlier,
A flying turtle.
yes, actually,
Turtles must go to the drive-ins all the time to see
turtles
this.
are great. Yeah, they love that stuff
because they're the slowest moving thing.
That's right.
If you have a flying turtle,
they got flying, they got ninjas. Like, those are doing very well in the
and
Well, I actually don't think turtles are the slowest moving things anymore. Like, sure, there might be. I guess it depends on what type of turtle it is. But like painted turtles, they actually move pretty fast. I've seen videos of them running really fast, and I swear they're not AI generated. Like they move pretty fast, and yeah, I think because it's actually tortoises. I think it's actually tortoises that are the ones that move really slow. Yeah, because they're really big, so they move really slow.
Mr. Oogway from Kung Fu Panda.
they're batting above their average.
Is that also a
above their
turtle?
weight.
In Kung Fu Panda?
Oogway is turtle in Mandarin Chinese. And Master
That's right.
Oogway is the turtle.
Stupid. Did you know that?
yeah.
I'm more of a
turtles punch
Cantonese
above their
speaker.
weight.
Are they different? Like they're different languages, right? I haven't screwed
Yes,
that one up. Okay, thank
linguistically
you.
different, even though they share the same written forms.
Good.
Yes,
It's nice to have my joke fact checked in real time. I like that.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
glad turtles get some
Yes,
love.
that's right.
Get some loving out there.
Gamera not only like catches a child that's falling.
Also, that he said, speaking of Gamera and speaking of fire, as he mentioned earlier, Gamera also breathes fire.
Like he eats fire.
Yeah, there you go.
It was figured out in the first Gamera movie that the reason he was destroying cities was because he was seeking fire and he wanted to eat it because he needs that. That's his nutrition. And so when he knocked over a structure where a little child was watching and it was like the child was going to fall to his death, Gamera caught the child, put it down. It then literally was willing to leave the world to save Earth. What happened was the humans said, we want Gamera to survive. Gamera's obviously not evil, but he can't come around and knock down our cities and eat our oil refineries. And so they created something called Plan Z.
You said he eats fires. Yeah, he eats,
like Plan Z, okay? And they had him stalled at a train depot and just kept sending trucks and train cars full of gasoline onto him so they would catch fire and so he'd eat the fire. And then they cut that off when they got Plan Z ready. They had all these flares that would slowly get him up a mountain. And they'd walk up the mountain, okay? But unfortunately, a hurricane came, a typhoon, and blew out all the flares.
Oh, I don't remember that.
And so he was like, "Oh, blasted typhoon!" He was gonna head back down to the city, but then the volcano erupted. So he kept going up toward the volcano.
Is this Fujiyama erupted?
I don't remember which mountain.
How many volcanoes are there in Japan?
Right. But this is just amazing coincidence. You have a typhoon coming and a volcano erupting at the same time. And then he slowly went up to the top, and then he got into an area which had a lot of fire, and then the area closed up and turned into the top part of a rocket, which then sent him to Mars.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? whole myth.
In terms of the science of monsters,
yes,
many of these are derived from actual life forms that are important to us, what we think about and
dinosaurs,
care about.
For example, in the case of Godzilla.
One thing I've always had an issue with was to be that large, yet that nimble.
Can't do it.
You can't do that.
Can't do it. No, it's physically impossible. Right?
Yes.
I've heard other people say that Godzilla would be too big to exist. Like, he would be too big to move and everything. And I've heard before, like I actually knew this from other people, other YouTubers, I forget what other YouTubers there were, but I've heard from other things, people saying that Godzilla would have he would need the blood flow to survive, or not blood, yeah, because for example, There was the tallest man in history, or one of the tallest men in history, is Robert Wadlow, or Robert Wadlow, or whatever, however you say his name, and he was 8'11". He was almost 9 feet tall, and he was back in the 1930s, and he later died due to poor blood circulation in his legs, and I think he also yeah, I think he also grew big because he had like a tumor on his legs. But anyways, um, and he needed braces, and or he needed not braces. He needed crutches to help him move, or I think a cane. He carried a cane because it was hard for him to move around. It was so painful being that big. So it would probably be the same for Godzilla. He would just collapse on himself, as people have said.
So talk about that.
Well, the scaling of volume and surface area and height, right, goes at different powers.
Mathematical powers,
Yeah,
not physical powers.
Well, that kind of too, right? So if I double in
Mathematical.
height, I'll actually increase by a factor of.
Sorry, I was trying to say mathematics in Spanish. It's mathematics, mathematico. I don't know. I gotta look it up. But either way, it's cool.
8 in volume, right? 2 times 2 times 2, length and width and height.
Ooh.
So I would be 8 times larger in volume. And thus, presumably, all of the stuff inside me is made of the same material. I'm 8 times heavier. That means my legs have to support 8 times the weight, right?
Right.
Now, if I get bigger, it gets worse. If I'm 10 times taller and wider and thicker, then I'm 1,000 times more massive. Okay. My legs are increasing in surface area, in cross-sectional area, only by a factor of 100 in that case.
Right.
So my bones have to be 10 times stronger to support my weight.
Well, because your strength goes not as the volume, but as the area,
That
the
is
cross-sectional
generally
area
true.
of
That's
the
right.
muscle.
Right.
So
And your muscles have to be 10 times stronger to propel them. And
that's absolutely right. So if Godzilla being 400 feet tall or so in the first movie, all right,
Godzilla weigh 1 billion tons.
yeah, so
Well,
much.
according to the dub, he's 400 feet tall. Because I think in the original Japanese subtitled version, they say he's a little bit shorter than that. I forget. I think they say he's like 50 meters or something like that. But in the English dub, they say he's over 400 feet.
That all known bone would shatter, right? All known muscles would tear.
Exactly. This is what I was talking about that the other people talked about.
Just be a blob of protoplasmic stuff because he couldn't support himself. Never mind walking with that cheerful little gait that he has.
Right.
He's nimble.
Yeah.
The same way, like actually with real things, that like a cricket can jump many times its own
That's
height.
right.
Yeah, so that would also mean that Godzilla wouldn't be able to do his little dance that he does in Invasion of Astro Monster. It's called the Shine, by the way. It's an actual Japanese dance.
Whereas humans can.
That's right. And so
if the cricket were outside, it would just collapse under its own weight.
Right.
Yeah, its legs would not be able to support
its
itself.
spindly little legs.
Because when you read about it as a kid, they'll say like, "Oh, a flea can jump however many times its own height," and if that were a human size, then it'd be able to jump over the Empire State Building
That's
or whatever it is. And that's actually no, it wouldn't. It would just kind of lie flat on the floor, and go, like
That's
kill
right.
me now.
These are people who don't know physics who are
Right.
giving those
But
answers.
this is where that creation of monsters like Godzilla get exciting to us, because we do see animals, insects, things like that are smaller than us do amazing superhuman things if they were scaled up to size.
Right.
So we imagine that if they're even bigger than we are, they'd be even more amazing and powerful. But the physics prevents that, right? That doesn't make them any the less cool. And so modern monsters, right, are looking more and more friendly and cuddly, right? Less and less evil and scary.
That's it. I mean, this is like a podcast, I know, so there is more of it on, I guess there's a full version on, like, I don't know, Spotify or something. I do have Spotify, but I don't listen to it. But either way, this is a cool video. Make sure you check out Star Talk in your free time, when you get some free time, and be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and possibly share it with a friend. And make sure to go, like I said, make sure you go subscribe to Star Tuck. The link will be in the description below. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.